Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum bum bashers. Hey bashers, it's me. I'm back. It is great to be back on the air in the studio. It's not where I want the studio to be, but it is the studio just the same. Hey everybody, great to be back. It's just phenomenal. I feel refreshed, even though I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and my that's all goofy. Still very, very goofy. Yeah. So yeah, what a week. What a couple of weeks it was. Now, of course, you had a little bit of we had a little live coverage in Italia, so you guys know what we were up to. The whole gang was there. Ush came down at the end, and we had a big get together. Great time. Spent so much great times with Paolo, of course, and Dana and Emmett, and my niece Shay, and her incredible, I'm assuming soon to be fiance. They haven't made an official announcement. Ken, we love him. He's great. And then the big guy showed up, and we had the most amazing. I'm going to show you the place we stayed in, because I took it right as we were checking out, like 2 minutes before we pulled the door behind me. I shot the whole place, and it ruined us, because Carlotta and Gianluca were our hosts. It was an Airbnb. We rented an apartment, and it was spectacular. It was really a beautiful, beautiful place, and it ruined us for a lot of reasons, because, as you know, we want to get a joint there. We're not going to ever be able to afford something like that. I mean, unless I hit the lottery, but it was just astonishing place. And we looked at a bunch of properties, and we got to see a lot of apartments. We got to see the apartment, the one that we've been kind of lusting over for the last 3 years. And for some reason, nobody wanted to show it to us. It was so odd, and it's been sitting there and not selling, and we didn't know why. And I will be honest with you, it was exactly as I thought it was. There was no surprises whatsoever. It looked exactly like the pictures. Size-wise, it's a big apartment. We want a big apartment because we want people to come visit us. That's the whole idea. Because, I'll be there probably alone for a while Paul's got to do his retirement thing, because he's got a job that he's had forever. And I'm a man of the world. I can do this wherever I want to do it. And we want people to visit us. We want to have guests, and we want to show them the beautiful part of Italy that not a lot of people know about. And I hope they don't know about it for a while, because, eventually all places become found, and the prices go up. And so it was a great time. And I can't thank you enough for all your well wishes. Now, of course, that happened, and it almost didn't happen for a couple of reasons. Those of you who are patrons, I did send the link to a bunch of you. If I didn't send the link to you, send me an email at basherdirk@gmail.com. That is basherdirk@gmail.com. And you'll hear what happens. I'm not going to say it on the air, but it was really not very good. But I'll let you know that yesterday, the thing that happened to me was thrown out. So that was probably the reason for my chipperness, because it was very, very scary. I've never been on the wrong side of the law, and I still haven't been. But, anybody can say anything they want about you. And just remember that. Got to be careful. If I didn't make an enemy chose me. I've certainly never, tried to put myself in harm's way, or the people that I love in harm's way. Just some people are nefarious, and they just have no scruples. And it's very, very hard for me to wrap my head around evil, because I don't have it in me. I just don't. I might be a little cunty sometimes, but that's just for the fun of it, Some people are just motivated by greed and what they want, and that's a problem. So I guess, how did this end? So I was doing Bashers on Tuesday, so that would be 3 weeks ago, right? Was it 3 weeks, or is it 2 weeks? It was 3 weeks ago. So I'm doing Bashers. It's a Tuesday, and the bell rang, and it was the fire department, and I had to I closed the show. I only did 45 minutes. And you know who, um, with never ending calling services and making a mess of things. And it was pretty stupid reason. And they left. And then the following that night, I had the issue with the policia, and that didn't go very well that night. And then the next day, I felt really sick, and I'll tell you exactly how it happened. So, the deck is gone. It's gone. She took it nefariously, illegally, all those things. And listen, I've divorced myself from the whole thing now. It's okay. That's fine. You got what you wanted, sort of. Now we'll see where it goes. So it's gone, and my stuff is on the roof. I was lucky enough to save my, I have two really, really great bicycles. Cannondale DH4000 from the 90s. They're old, but they were at the time like the tippity top of the cream of the crop. And I have a Harrow Extreme Comp, and that's a hardtail. The other one's a full suspension bike. And the only reason why I have those is because the police were kind enough to go out and go retrieve them for me. Because I had spent that day that they took it, I had spent the day in court getting the appropriate ammunition I need, because this has got to end. It's got to stop. And the proof was in the pudding. I got really, really sick. I've never been that sick before in my life. I think I was on the phone with my sister. I was on the phone with like Carolyn. I was on the phone with Mimi. I was like talking to the girls all day, and I just said I didn't say I didn't feel good. I said I do not feel well, and I said that to Paul. It was different. It was a very different thing. I had a really high fever, like 103, and I don't run a fever. My family are famous for not. We just don't run fevers when we get sick. It's generally like my temperature is normally like 97.2. It's below 98.6. So I was sick, and then I just felt nauseous in a way that I've never felt nauseous before. And I was on the phone. I don't remember who it was first. I think I was on the phone with Meme. And I said, "Oh God, I think I'm going to throw up." And I did. I think I threw up on the phone with all the women in my life. And it was just so violent that it wasn't like a normal vomity thing. It was uncontrollable. You know how, I'm not to get gross, but you know how when you're going to throw up, your mouth kind of starts to salivate, and you're going to throw up. And I'm not a vomiter. I think I vomited maybe 4 or 5 times in my adult life. And I felt really hot. And then I have a blood pressure kit. I don't know why. I have it for Rose. She's got really low blood pressure, and so do I. My blood pressure is very low. It's usually like 100 over 70. It's low. 105 over 75. It's always pretty good. It was 170 over 130. And I panicked, and I got nervous, and I just calmed down. I did a little pranayama breathing, like from my yoga days. And I felt a little bit better. And Paul came home and got me Pepto-Bismol and a bunch of different like over-the-counter remedies that you think will solve that problem. But none of it worked. So I just curled myself in a ball and I went to bed. It was just so much stress that had been happening cumulatively over months and years. But this week was so hard, DL had me in handcuffs. For ridiculousness. And I'd never been in handcuffs before. It was a pretty demeaning experience, especially when I'm an Irish guy, Irish American guy, and like cops, people think I'm a cop. I've always said, whenever there's trouble, I'm invisible because I'm like the type of guy that no one ever looks at or for any reason whatsoever. But these guys looked at me in a way that I've never been looked at by the police before, and it was like as if I did something, and it was hard. I was dismissed. And I had a lawyer for that, and he was terrific. He did a great job, and basically was thrown out in 35 seconds. But the lead up to it was terrible. But as for that Thursday where I was vomiting uncontrollably, I went to bed, and I think I woke up. I woke up and my sheets were soaked. My clothes were soaked. I was like, oh, this is so bad. Paul had fallen asleep on the couch, and I just got in an Uber and I took myself to the hospital. I took myself to NYU Langone Hospital in Manhattan, which is straight shot through the tunnel. Without traffic, it's probably about 3 minutes, but there was traffic at 1 o'clock in the morning. I do not know why on a Thursday evening, Friday morning. I checked myself in and I said, I don't know what's happening here, but I've got this incredibly bad pain in my side, but I've been vomiting all day, and I've got I'm hot and feverish, and my blood pressure was really high earlier. And they took my blood pressure, and it was lower at that time. It was like 130 over something, but that's high for me. And I felt safer because I was in a hospital environment, I guess. But they knew something was definitely not right because my skin looked weird, and you could just tell, like, these guys are professionals, obviously. And I can't say enough about the staff over at Langone. I've taken so many people there. I've taken my friend Paul Huston there. I've taken Rose there. I've taken so many people there. And then I took myself there. And it was weird to be on the other side of the coin. And they did every test known to mankind. I had sonar done, sonogram done. I had every kind of blood test done. And then they finally said, we need to do a CT scan with contrast. And I was worried about this CT scan because last time I was there with Rose, they did a CT scan with contrast, which is where they shoot you up with like whatever that radioactive stuff is. And she had an anaphylactic reaction. Now, I've only ever had an anaphylactic reaction from coconut because I'm allergic to it. That's pretty much the only thing I'm allergic to. And finally they said, you have an appendix that's about to blow, and we have to schedule you for surgery right away. So I'm down in the emergency room, and it was freezing. I mean, I went around and I stole blankets off of wheelchairs because I was so cold. And it turns out it wasn't cold at all in there. Somebody told me it was like 70 degrees or 68 degrees, but I was just so sick. And Paul woke up and he said, where are you? I said, I'm in the emergency room at the hospital. And he said, what? And I said, I have to have my appendix removed. And they said that, and I thought it was just stress. And they said, well, stress could certainly do that. I mean, anything can happen in your body. My white blood cell count, your normal white blood cells is around 4,000, and mine was 19,000. So obviously there was like a massive, and didn't go septic. It didn't explode, but it was, ready for this? This is gross. They said it was leaking. So it was leaking toxic stuff. So that's why my body was just like, oh, kill it. So I met with the surgeon, incredible guy, and Italian-American guy, and he was very, very funny, kind of looked like Jon Favreau. And he was just like, oh, he goes, I'm hot right now. I just finished one. So you're next. And then I met with the team that do, and I feel kind of stupid. I really do. I honestly feel that the anesthesia has changed me. For all of you out there that have had any kind of surgery, I've never been put under. I've never had surgery ever. I kind of feel like my synapse time is not as fast as it used to be. I pause to think of words, and I'm not saying that I stroked out or anything like that, but it changed me because I'll get to the point where there was a bunch of blackouts afterwards, like things that happened after the surgery that I don't remember, conversations that I had, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But so I met with the anesthesia team, and they told me what they were going to do and how it works. And I was like, okay. I mean, I had no choice. When that happens, it's not elective. So you just roll with the punches. And being a neophyte when it comes to the hospital and surgery scene, You know, I didn't know what to expect from any of it. I really didn't know. And I felt like the team seemed really, really great, smart and funny. And I like smart and funny. And he said that he's a classical pianist. And I said, oh, that's so great. I said, I studied voice classically. He goes, we'll put on some, but I said, I'm a rock singer. And then he goes, oh, how about some 90s grunge? I went, not my era. And then I said, why don't we play some of your favorites? What would you like? And he says, how about Franz Liszt? And I said, oh, that would be great. What are you going to do? The etudes? What are you going to do? So they took me into the emergency room, into the operating room, which didn't look like TV at all. Didn't have the big lights, but there was like 14 people in the room. I was like, oh boy. It looked more like a team for a transplant than an appendectomy. But they had to do a couple of things because my white blood cell count was so high, and they were worried about bleeding and stuff like that, because they said I was a bit of a bleeder, which I said I'm not generally that. So, but he said you're fucked up right now, so your body is in a you're very stressed out. There's a lot of stress going on. So they gave me something to like lower my blood pressure and put me in the room. And so this is what I remember. They told me to sit on the table, which was very small. You know, it didn't look anything like TV or movies. You know, and it was cold, and I laid down, and then I heard the number 10s, and I woke up. That's all I remember. Is I laid down, and then I'm sitting in a chair in a room with a nice lady, and I don't remember her name, but I was there, and she goes, "Oh, you're awake." And I went into surgery on Friday afternoon at 1:10, and I woke up at 6:10. And she said, you were under for quite a while, you know, because something happened. It's funny. Of course it happened. I'm fine. Believe me, I'm fine. But what happened was they went to take me off the vent, and I couldn't breathe on my own. And they had to put it back in. Now I'm a singer, you know, and I had told him ahead of time. I said, you know, that goes right over my vocal cords. Be careful, you know. Try not to abuse them any more than I have. And he was like, I'll be very, very careful. And that I spoke like this for about 4 or 5 days afterwards, because they had to like do some stuff in there. And it was crazy. And but then the doctor came in and said it went well. He told me what happened, and he said it was no thing. Turns out asthmatic people, and I am an asthmatic person. I do not suffer from it as badly as I did as a child when it was bad. Now I carry albuterol with me at all times when I need it. I generally don't have asthma attacks. I just sometimes get a little wheezy Joe. And it's kind of a crutch. So you kind of want to make sure you have it. And then I'll tell you a funny story about how I forgot to bring it to Italy. And I went into a pharmacy, and it cost $1. $1 to get albuterol. Now, albuterol for me is a copay of $20, and my insurance company gets billed like $100. So there you go. Some of the things that are better there, which are all of them. So yeah, and then they let Paul come in, and we talked, and they said, well, you know, if we can just get your breathing up. And they gave me this thing, you know. You want to work these? Oh, it's not working. And I had to practice this for like an hour. You want to keep it centered. And they wanted to get my pulse ox to like over 97. It's 97 or above. And I was anywhere between 97. So I did every trick in the book to make sure I got out of there. So they let me go at around 8 o'clock at night. Surgery at 1, out at 8. The miracles of modern laparoscopic surgery. So they basically they make 3 holes, one in the left side, one on the right side, and one in your belly button. One of them is a camera. One of them is like a laser. And the other thing is to vacuum the crap out. And they no stitches. They glued me together, and I still have glue on me. Not completely gone yet. And And I went home and we took the ferry home because I insisted upon it. And I don't remember doing any of that. And I had conversations with people and I don't remember them because the anesthesia gave me like blackouts. Like I spoke to it, but oh, you told me that already. I'm like, oh, I did? I don't remember that. So I had said to the doctor, because, first, the Italy trip had been planned for a year. And then the thing happened with the polizia. And luckily for me, the date was the day after we got home. But then my appendix thing happened and the deck thing happened and all that crap happened. It was the worst, most stressful week of my life. And that day, that Thursday, was the worst day I have ever experienced. It was an accumulation of all the shit that can go on, that can go wrong, went wrong. And I'm a very stoic person. You know me, I'm chipper. So I'm the friendly stray cat. I'm not standoffish. I guess I didn't let it bother me enough to let it really, really internally bother me. And they sent a social worker in to see how I was feeling. And I told them everything that had gone on. And they were like, well, stress is a killer. Stress can kill you. And you got very, very sick. Now, what did my appendix want to hit the bricks because of that? I don't know, but they said it's really possible. Anything can go wrong in your body when you're stressed out. You can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack, your organs can fail, lots of different things can happen. And then I found out I have a fatty liver. And it seems like it's a genetic thing because you guys know that I'm a social drinker. I'm not a booze hound. In my daily life, I'm not a drinker. I drink with friends. I drink for celebratory reasons. I drink when I'm on vacation. I enjoy a good time. I don't trust people that don't drink. I do. But yeah. And it just said, what a weird week that was. And I just said to the doctor, is there any way I can go to Italy? He goes, when? And I went, Wednesday. And he said, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, you can go. Because just wanted me to get up on the plane every 2 hours and walk around, which I did. And I wore those compression socks like an old man. So I didn't get a DVT, and knock on wood, I didn't. And I was just very careful. I'm still not supposed to lift anything over 20 pounds. I have, but I felt good. I mean, I cannot believe how much better I felt after the surgery, and how much better I felt, as the days went on. And I actually haven't felt physically as good as this in quite a long time. So thanks to everybody who was so kind. And I'm just so grateful for the Basher world and for all my family and friends and all the people I love and thankfully who love me. And I'm grateful for that because, that's in the end, what is the greatest line from The Wizard of Oz? The line is, and in the end, I'm going to mess this up. I'm paraphrasing now. What matters is not how much you love, but how much you are loved in return. And I think that that's absolutely true. So, hold the door open, say please and thank you, and just do all the right stuff for people because it's very, very important to make friends and not enemies. Because, who needs enemies? Who needs them? I don't need them. I don't want them. I don't need them. I don't want anything. So let's see who's in the room. And then I went to Italy. We'll have pictures. Listen, I have a lot to catch up on this week, my dearests. A lot. So I'm going to do some of it today. And I do remember that Fergal had sent a quadrillion pictures, and we'll do a batch of those today. And I got some patches. I see an M&M Madness. I'm so grateful for that. Drooby Doo, who's in Amsterdam. Have a great time, pal. Be very careful because it's a sketchy town. Scotty H, Lord H, he's here. Scotty H says, Dirk, welcome back. I hope all is well. Thank you, Scotty H. And Rufus is here. Hey, Scotty H. Rufus says, Dirk, great seeing you. Enjoy yourself in Italy with everyone. Glad you're back. I'm glad to be back, but I'm very sad because we came home Sunday night because I had court early Monday morning. And so there was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If a flight got canceled, I would have been trouble. Well, you know what we did do? So there's this like rinky dinky little airport there in Le Marche. And when we got to Italy, Paul and I got there at like 6:45 in the morning, and Dana and Emmett didn't get there till 11, and we were going to get a rental car, and we were going to drive to town. It's about 4-hour drive. Anyway, some stuff happened where you need an international license, and it's not optional anymore like it used to be, and it's a lot of crap. Who cares, right? It's all the adventure. As long as I'm with the people I love, I don't care. So we got on a train. We got on a luxury train because Dana decided she had had enough, and she said, "I'll be right back." She was like, ordered like these the Frecciarosso train to Bologna, and we were in this club car and these luxe seats and getting served like champagne, and we were giddy. And then there was a guy who was just sitting there, and I was kind of tired, so I was looking out the window. Everybody's, I'm getting some food. This guy goes, "Why don't you Americans shut the fuck up? This is not a party car. People are trying to work here." Meanwhile, this guy was a slob. He had like clogs on, and he had his feet up like this, his feet up like that. And I looked at him and I went, "Excuse me? That's not the way you open with that if you want people to be quiet." And he's like, you've got a ugly Trump face, and your Trump is your fault." And I said to him, "What? Where does that come from?" I said, "First of all, I didn't vote for him. And two, you're a dick." And he just went off. He was going off on us. And I was like, "And you guys invented fascism. So what's your story?" Anyway, it was stupid. I just got a couple of glasses of Prosecco or whatever. So I got up and I went to go get the car manager, and he was going off on like the rest of the gang. It was really stupid. It was a really stupid way to start the trip, but it was funny, and we'll have that story forever. That's the best part of traveling with the people you love. So we wound up on a luxury train to Bologna, and then we switched to the Originale, which is not a luxury train. And then that was another 2 hours down the East Coast. And then we got to the most breathtaking apartment, which was home for 12, 13 days of just magnificence and the best food, the best wine, the best company. We met some of the most beautiful people. And yeah, that was my story. Steve Zaleski is here. Good evening, all. Welcome back, Dirk. Hey, Steve, great to have you in the room. And Tracy Farris. Hey, welcome back to the United States. Yeah, listen, I've said this on the show before. I'm a New Yorker. I've been a New Yorker my whole life. Born and bred New York City boy. I truly and utterly and truly feel as if it's not my town anymore. And maybe it's time for me to give up my position in this town for the next generation. Why not, right? Why not? Because it doesn't offer me the things that I like nor want. And I have found a place in my dreams that offers me the kind of lifestyle that I like. I'm telling you. Well, we found a couple of restaurants that we really like. The gang especially liked this one place that had like some big slab of meat on it. And that's cool because I had the other stuff. But I did probably get dosed because if they have this special bread in the town, it's like a flat bread, and it was delicious. And then somebody said, "I think it's made with lard," and I was like, "Of course it is." Because then when I was in the store, I saw them, and it's like the olive oil version. But whatever. So it was good stuff all around. Hey, Dave Fitzsimons, made it into the top 5. Well done, Scotty H. Well done. I have not tried. I haven't recorded any new Basher of the Day songs because I just got home and things are weird. But I have not tried to sing full voice. I know that it feels okay. But I don't know, like, power wise, because I'm all about the power. I haven't tried to push that, get into the 5th gear. So I'm going to try to do that this week. because it's been a while, but he said your voice is going to be a little weird for a while. He says, but what you're singing, you know what to do. I was like, yeah, I know what to do. Get steroids. That's what all singers do when they can't sing. They get prednisone. Dave Fahrenheit, the king of the bashers, the basher of the year, upvoted. Thank you. Please upvote if you can. If you can. You can dance for inspiration. If you can, it would be great. And Mart and Bronson. Hey, kids. Oh, look at that Regal. Look. Pink. Unbelievable. Did we catch the red eye flight? No, we caught the 9:25 a.m. flight. So here's a funny story. I have so many stories. I got so much. You got a minute? You got a minute? So listen, have a cup of coffee. We'll relax. We'll talk. So we leave Fano, right? The day before, because we had to go to Rome to fly out. And so here's what we did. Dana, the queen of digital everything, goes, we're going to take the plane. I said, oh, I don't think there's a plane available because it's a rinky-dink airport and goes to like Latvia and, Serbia. Weird. And she goes, no, there's a flight. I didn't know about this airline called Sky Alps, but it looked like it went every other day or something like that. And it's like a Bombardier 800. It's a prop job. And she goes, no, there's one. So I was like, oh, wait a second, because we were going to take the train, another 4.5-hour journey. You got to go to Bologna because it's on the other side of the Apennine, and the Apennines. And turns out they had a flight. It was like $105. It's $74 if you're a resident of that area. Much cheaper. And there were 6 people on our plane, and it was a prop job. And it took, ready for this, 27 minutes to get from there to Rome in the air. So we needed to get a hotel because I had booked a hotel. I had booked the Hilton at Fiumicino Airport, and booking.com was not working. And I was like, where's my confirmation? I had put in when we're doing it. Booking's weird. It doesn't let you put in a credit card. It says, don't pay now. Pay at the hotel. I'm like, okay, great. So I didn't get a confirmation. So I messaged the Hilton. They're like, no, we're sold out. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got to find another hotel. Seemed like everybody and their mother was in Rome because everything was sold out. So airport was out. So what do we got to do? We got our bags and we went and we got on the Leonardo Express to Termini, the big train station in Rome. And we're going to get a place like locally so we could just jump on the train and go back to the airport. Nope. Nothing was available. Finally, we see this cute little place. It looks like a B&B. And it was called Rosanna's House. I actually want to see if it's online. Wouldn't that be interesting? Rosanna Guest House, Rome. This is it. Okay, ready for this? I'm going to show you this and you won't even believe it. Okay, so hold on. Where would it be? Where's this? Where did it go? Oh, but it's not in a tab. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, no, that's booking.com. Okay, that's it, right? So this is it. Rosanna House, right? Wait till you see how cute this looks. Right? It looks super cute, right? I was like, oh, this is great. Rosanna House. Via Ratazzi 65. It's at the central station. I was like, this place looks great, right? Okay, how cute is this? Right? Okay, this is going to be great. Okay. Looks great, right? Well, just for the night, we just needed a quick place, right? Nope. We drag our bags and it's on the side road of the train station, which is the skankiest place in all of the world. So the dark side of Roma. And we lug our bags, and then there's this, one of those old-fashioned elevators. We go up to the 4th floor. It seemed like every floor had like little tiny pensiones. And we open up the door, and it says Rosanna House, and it was like dilapidated and creepy. And we walk in there, and there's this guy from like Pakistan or some part of the world over there with flip-flops on and like plastic flip-flops and shorts and a dirty shirt. And he was talking to these, what I will only say were Russian prostitutes. And one of the girls comes out, she goes, What is wrong with you? I need more than 4 of washcloth. Why? I can't make with that. It's no good. And then he's like, the other girl's like, I'm checking out. I'm checking out. And he's standing on top of like a box and covering over like a mini fridge. And he's got like a calculator there. And we're looking around and there's all these little booth rooms. They were like sex rooms. This was a whorehouse. We went into it like it was the weirdest thing. And it's on booking.com. And I'm going to write them a big ass letter. One, you screwed me out of my hotel. And two, I couldn't find a hotel. I wound up at hotels tonight. And wow, spent a lot of money because we needed somewhere to stay. So I look at Paul. He looks at me. I'm like, we got to go. He goes, did you pay for this? I said, no, it was booking.com. He goes, let's go. So we flew out of there. And then we walked around because once you get like 2 or 3 blocks away from the train station, things start to get really nice. And we went to some of the nicer hotels and they were all sold out. So finally I ditched booking.com and we go to this hotel called, what was that called? I don't remember. But anyway, this is a beautiful guy. He was so sweet and so nice, an old gentleman. I say older gentleman, he's probably my age. And by the way, he might even have bigger hands than you know who on this thing. This guy had the most beautiful hands, and he was so helpful to us. And I went on hotels tonight, and I got a hotel called HWOW, or I don't know. Anyway, it was on the Via Veneto, and it was like $450 for the night. And we're going to spend like 6 hours there sleeping. But we were desperate. We could not find a room at all. So I booked it there, and we walked for a little bit and then said it's too far. So we got in a cab. And then we went to the most beautiful part of Rome, which is the Via Veneto, where the Excelsior is and where all the beautiful stuff is. And it's right by the Spanish Steps and all that. So we got into this room, which was a very weird hotel. What's it called? Wow. It was called Wow. But it was, a chain of some kind, and it was funky. But the room was nice, and it was, it was like was it a $450 hotel? I'd say $275. But we took a shower and cleaned up and went down to the Via Veneto to find dinner, and we didn't find anything we wanted. So we wound up at this place called Cesarino, which was recommended by the concierge. And it was just an Italian Roman meal. It was really good. I did get cacio e pepe, sorry to be touristy, but I was in Rome. And we got the most amazing tortellini, the spinach tortellini with ricotta. It was outrageous, asparagus. And a great bottle of wine. And we watched these 2 people from like Jersey. She had like, 50 procedures done, a nose done, a cheeks done. And they come in, we're sitting there, and there's an Italian guy and his girlfriend, and they were beautiful, of course. And we're sitting kind of in the middle of the dining room because there was no outdoor seating. And they sit down, and he's got like a Tropicana orange juice in his hand. And he says, can I interest you in some wine? And he's like, I don't drink. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. The waiter says, I'm sorry. And then she goes, what if I'm pregnant? Attitude. Paramus. And he asked for a cheeseburger. I kid you not. And we start giggling. And then I look at the Italian guy, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I mean, it was just not the best America has to offer, but it was funny. So we wound up there, and and then we had to take a flight early, and we took a cab from there because at this point in the game it was like, I'm done, just getting in cabs or whatever. But these are stories that you get to tell and memories that you'll have forever. Hooker hotels, and it was good, and a great Roman meal. So it was fun stuff. But that part of town is beautiful. Next time I'm in Rome, I'm going to stay there. Carolyn Martin's hitting me up big. $49.99. I'm glad you got to Italy, but I'm happy Bashers is back. I am too, because Bashers is what I do. It's where I live. It's where I breathe. And Carolyn Martin, thank you so much. I'll give you the $50. Oh, 50 balloons. It'll help pay off my Roman hotel. What would you like, honey? I will give you Mega Chat. Thank you so much. I'll put that in the Italy fund. You know, listen, Italy is way, way, way less expensive than here. I mean, it just is. A cup of coffee is $1 if it's that, and like a cocktail is $2, $3. You know, a shakerato is $3. You know, get a morning latte, it's maybe $1.50. You know, beers are $2. All the aperitivs, spritzes, all the spritzes are all $2, $3. In nicer places, like fancier places, you'll probably pay $5, $6 tops. That's if you're in a fancy hotel or something like that. But you know, the people there just don't. The salaries aren't as big. So, but I will say the difference between the U.S. and Italy is that, you know, the money that we make, while it's more than theirs, our goods and services are not commensurate with the money that we make. There it is. Like, for example, a lot of you guys saw the stream. I live streamed from Le Marche, man, and it was flawless. They have impeccable internet over there, and it's cheap. It's like $26 a month for like 1 gigabit of internet. It's very fast. You go into a supermarket and you want to buy a box of Dicheco, you know, here it's $3.99 ish. You know, maybe you get it on sale for $3.49. It's 39 cents. Barilla costs nothing because they consider it to be kind of junk. I don't mind Barilla. I buy it occasionally. I like their I don't know. Do I like anything anymore? No, I think I'm a Dicheco guy. But all the other brands, 39 cents. Like they don't have Diet Coke there. I was happy to see Diet Coke. I know I'm a drug addict. What am I gonna do? Oh, I was drinking Coke Zero while I was there. Senza zucchero. Yeah, I don't like it, but I drank it because, you know, you got to pick your battles, and that's fine. I don't mind at all. Hey Fergal, glad you're back home, or should I say current place of residence? You should say that. Hopefully Italy would be your home soon, and I hope it is. The beautiful Robin's bird. Hey honey, how are you? So glad you're safe. On me too. Thank you, honey. I missed all you guys. Gutted as I'm early for work this morning. Otherwise, I'd be enjoying all this. Oh, hi to all the best. Hi Fergal. Hi Louise. And the beautiful purple one. Hello, Melly C. Hello, Dirk and all the bashes. Great to hi, honey. And her partner, Andy M. Good evening, Kansa. Welcome back. Wishing you and yours only good things. Can I find this really fast? It's been a while since I've done this, right? Where's the only good things is supposed to be right at the top. There it is, right at the top. Only good things. That's our guy. Great to have you here. And Miss Delfaro. Welcome back, Dirk. Hey, great to be back. Great to be back so I can work on the rest of it. You know what? What are you doing the rest of your life? If you mess up the first line of that, it's gotta have. What are you doing? I'm not getting it right. That's a tough one. It's Michel Legrand. What are you doing? I have to practice that one. It's a weird one. What are you doing the rest of your life? I know what I'm doing now. Ray's on a boat. And Carlos Poggy's here. Good to have you back, Dirk. Hope you're fully recovered. I am. And thank you, Carlos. Great to have you. Speedy Tuesday. I'm wearing my I wore the Milgas every day except for Tuesdays. The 2 Tuesdays I was there, I wore Speedmaster. I brought my Speedmaster and I brought my Millie, but I wore the Millie like it was, you know, I just wore it. Why not? Milgauss for daily. Wonderful Speedy Tuesday with the Bashes. Hope you're all enjoying it. Spike the dog. Thanks, Spike the dog. Speaking of the biggest hands, I think I met a guy with bigger hands than you. I think I did. Eric B. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. That's right. What a sweetheart of a guy. This guy was in a hotel the Augustus. That was what it was called. There was a couple of really nice hotels, but they were like 800, 900 a night, but they were sold out. Big hotels over there. But in a borderline crap part of town, really borderline crap. So it was weird. But I think I met a guy, and you know what he was wearing? By the way, everybody in Italy wears Rolex. They don't wear Panerai. Everybody's got Rolex. Everybody. That's where all the Rolex are. They're all in Italy. Everybody's got a sub or a deep sea, a million OPs. I didn't see a single Milgauss, just me. But it was all Daytonas everywhere. It's crazy, that town. Oh, but the guy was wearing Patek Philippe Calatrava. Classy. Now you don't have your appendix, you can go to space. Is that true? Is that something I didn't know? Is that a trivia question I didn't know? You can't have your appendix if you go to space? Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I want to go to space. Listen, Jeff Bezos is a douche, but I would absolutely jump on that thing. I would do that in a heartbeat. Go up to the Carmen line and I would do it. Why not? I would do it. I'd pretend I liked him. Handcuffs aren't fun. Even recreational pursuits aren't enhanced ever. Well, I'm the least kinkiest person in the world. I will just say that. I would much rather have a great cup of tea and a sandwich. I don't get any of that, but whatever floats your boat. Never been in that situation, and don't plan to. And it was really bad. That was the worst. Not sure I want to hear this. I'm on a plane tomorrow. No, my flight was too great. That flight to Rome was bumpy as fuck. But I don't care about turbulence. I'm like this. It doesn't bother me because I know how it works and I don't care. I had a little short spurt, maybe 2 years of a fear of flying. I don't know when, and how that happened, but it was probably around the early 2000s. All of a sudden, I had a fear of flying. I don't know how it happened. Now I don't give a shit. I just get on the plane. I want to go. Give me 2 cocktails and boom, I'm off. We flew ITA. It wasn't bad. You know, the successor to Alitalia. Wasn't we were in the back of the bus because I have no status yet. I'm no longer a regal princess because of my daddy. I have daddy issues now because I don't have the special privileges that we had I flew first class my whole life. We're in the back and it wasn't terrible. Listen, the food was, wasn't great Italian food. I think I had some pasta. I ordered the vegetarian meals, which seemed to be better than the average fare for sure. But it was fine. It was fine. The crews were nice. The planes are brand new. It's an Airbus world, my friends. Boeing is, I saw very few Boeing planes on tarmacs. And, I'm a total plane nerd. It was Airbus everywhere, A350s everywhere. We were on the A330 Neo back and forth, same kind of plane. And then, like I said, the Bombardier 800, which is, it's weird. Will your scar show if you're swimming? I don't know yet because it's still, the glue hasn't come off. It's like black glue. I don't know yet. I'll find out because I swim all the time. But I'm not allowed to swim I'm not allowed to submerge for a month until I go for my follow-up. My follow-up is the early part of October. And then they'll tell me what I can do. Like, it's not like I take baths. Showers are fun and all that stuff, but no. Please upvote, says Franco Fiore. Grazie mille, signore. I didn't practice Duolingo at all while I was there. Did just enough to stay in the game because I was, speaking Italian every day, or doing my very best. I was with a lot of Italian speakers. Of course, Emmett and Nasheen speak beautiful Italian, and Paul speaks Finese. He speaks the local language, which is crazy. He speaks Italian and that. And it's different and it's weird. And he charmed the pants out of so many people, especially the older woman that owned that apartment that we wanted to see for the longest time, which was really interesting. He said something in Finese and she went like this. He's like, Pare Finese. He's like, see, and he had to explain. I miei nonni, blah, 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 blah. It was pretty great. It was fun. And I can't wait to go there and speak Italian all the time. Time to record your Joe Cocker brood. I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, that's indeed true. I should try that. I love Joe Cocker's version of that song. Thank you very much. I just, there's a bit of gravel in there. Now, last time I had a scope done, and I'll have a scope done probably sooner than later just to see what happened down there. If anything, I had a little bit of fraying on one of my vocal cords. This is probably why the very top end of my voice is there sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But I'm also, 60 years old, so and you can't have that the whole time. But some people do. So how does Glenn Hughes sound like that? How does anybody do that? I don't know. Amazing. Ray says happier anti-calendar. No, that's nice. Hey, JC Kingsley, great clips from Italy trip, man. So when's the big move after all the court stuff resolves, basically? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They want me to go sooner, write me a big fat check. Watching you with the gang in Italy was a treat. Hey, Falky. we could see the joy in your face. Oh, thanks, man. It was all joy. It was all love, and it was all joy the whole time. I love that place. It's my happy, happy, happy place. I was elated. I didn't feel stressed out once. No one had any arguments. It was just smooth sailing, even like with the kerfuffles with, like things. The restaurants were all great. The drinks were all great. It's just the best company. The people I love. It was great. It was really great. And that's why we want to get a nice big place, because I want my family to come over. I want, my sister Carrie's never been there, my sister Pat, my brother, and all the cousins. And I want to do a special shout out to my cousin Rob Reiser, who died last week. And I found out about it when we were landing. My sister texted me, because I always buy the Wi-Fi on the plane, but it didn't work until we started to land. And all my love to Ryan and Jody and Sheila, my cousins, my first cousins. They're my closest cousins. Robert and Ryan were my best buddies growing up, and their mom and dad were my godparents. And my cousin Rob was one of the most handsome men in the universe. I mean, this guy was so beautiful and such a fun, loving, wonderful guy, a dad, a husband. His wife and him broke up a couple of years ago, and he quite never got over it. And his life kind of took a turn in a different direction. And unfortunately, he passed away last week. So special shout out to Ryan and Jody and Sheila. I love you guys. And you know how much I love Rob. I mean, he was just such a special guy. And that was the real downer about coming home, finding out about that. So, yeah. Daniel Gutierrez. Hello, fellas. Hello. Well, hello. What was my favorite meal in Italy? Ooh. Oh, gosh. Okay, so this is what it was. 2. There's a place called the Florida, and it's a Pizzeria Florida, and it's in the Lido, and then I'll tell you about what happened on the Lido, which was fucked up. And we went there, and it's pizzeria, but they have pasta too. And so we got family shit. We all got, like, you get this, I get that. We all got stuff. But I had a pasta arrabbiata that was absolutely the best pasta dish I've ever had in my life. And I generally don't like arrabbiata because they overdo it. It was perfection. Absolutely perfection. It was great. And the other one was after Dana and Emmett and Shay and Ken left, it was just me, Paula, and Ush. And we went to this restaurant. This is one little alley that leads to the sea. So, like, you're down a cobblestone street, and all you can see is the sea behind you, which is amazing. And it's mostly a fish restaurant, but they made me a vegetable pasta that was out of this world. And they had these crazy appetizers. And, what did I drink the whole time? White wine. Just white wine, spritzes. I spritzed the whole thing. Did we have red wine? I don't think so. Maybe one. Maybe I had a glass of red. I don't think so. We just drank. It was hot there. It was hot. It was super hot. So yeah, that was my best pasta. It was great. Joe LaFaro. New York City soon will be a socialist experiment. Thanks, but no thanks. Time to go. Yeah, Joey. I'm out, man. I just, I left my heart. But I always want to sing it like Dora from the Partridge Family. Joe, do you remember that episode where they go to the army base and there's this lieutenant and his daughter wants to be a singer, and she goes, I left my heart in San Francisco. But she's so beautiful, and Keith is like, she's great. What a singer, because he's spellbound. So what they do is he goes, I want her to perform with you. And he was putting on this show with this whatever army barracks. And so what do they do? They put her in a miniskirt, and everybody applauded so much nobody could hear how bad she was. Pretty good. You probably remember that episode. You looked at home in Italy, you looked happy, or stay in New York and wait for the National Guard, ICE, or Border Control to occupy your streets. We'd love to have you back in Europe. Thanks, Falky. Yeah, I don't want any of that shit too. Yeah, I don't want to live in a police state. No, I disagree with all of that, and I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing at all to do with it. It's just, and you know what? I'm too old. I'm just starting to just realize that listen, the the way up the roller coaster part is gone. It's just this now. So I have to think about the flip side of the roller coaster and try to figure out the best way to make me and the people I love happiest. So yeah, no thanks. No thanks. I'm too old a man to give that much of a shit and put enough emphasis or trust in anybody. I don't trust anybody anymore. I just don't. It seems like the people are just too passionate about idiots, and they're all over the world. But it's just I don't want to be a part of that. I want people to be able to say what they want to say when they want to say it. I want people to have the opportunity to live the lives that they want to lead. Of course, you want everybody to do that the right way. Sometimes people can't. The history of America is a funny thing. Some of the greatest people in the whole wide world jumped off a ship and swam to shore. But it's a different story now. The world is a lot smaller. Listen, everybody's got their problems. Every country's got their issues, and everybody wanted to talk American politics with us. I'll tell you that much. Everybody did. Everybody wanted to talk it, and I was like, no, thanks. Pass the wine. Didn't want anything to do with that shit. Ostia has some very nice hotels. Yeah, I heard that that's true. I would love to try that out. Yeah, I heard that that's true. Leonardo expressed a donkey car would be fast. Right, Le Carre? It was not fast. And Paul said maybe they don't mean express that way. I said, what the fuck else does it mean? Like you go to the express line on the checkout at the supermarket, right? Then it's express. It's faster. What else could that mean? What do you mean it doesn't mean that? Yeah, it was... Whoa. I was like, what? It just doesn't stop anywhere else, but it goes so slow. I'm telling you, the Regionale was faster. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, how you feel? I'm feeling well, man. Look at you. Oh, wowza. Look at that. Very nice. Nice shot, like your new thumbnail. Have you thought about the rebrand for the Italian Bashers? Actually, iBash is already kind of like, you Bashers. Italia edition. Yeah, probably. We have coffee control in Italy to control the prices of cafes. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man. There's a place called Cafe Centrale, not the most original name in the whole wide world, but that's where we went like a million times. And there was a guy there that was so good looking, we were just calling it Hot Guy Cafe. And he was so ridiculously handsome, it just made you feel so insecure because he was so annoying. And he was very, very nice. And we actually have pictures of him, because we asked him to take a family shot and he put himself in there. And it was funny that he did that. It was really funny. And then later on, I saw him hanging around, getting his paycheck and leaving the thing. And he was with his boyfriend. I told Tate, I was like, sorry, ladies. Eddie, $2. Thank you. Is Paul an EU citizen? He is not, but we're working on it. So Eddie, thank you so much for that. 2 balloons. Let's go. Let's give you some cowbell. Fantastic. Look, hooray. Least kinkiest person on earth, but would you jump on that thing when talking about the weirdly shaped rock? Yeah, everything about him, Oh, thanks, Melly C. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just don't believe that. That's crazy. Thank you. R.I.P. Rob. He was so great, man. He was such a great dude. Literally. Wow, he was such a tall, handsome guy because their dad was German. Their mom was my dad's sister, and she was my godmother, and she was the most special person. And she died of a stroke. She was making a bed, and she was like 44 years old. She was very, very young. She was the greatest, the absolute greatest godmother a person could have. Absolutely great. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Hey, Topester. Mondani says 100 million for lawyers for illegal aliens, 100 million for transgender surgery, defund the police. The whole defund the police thing that's not real. It's not real. Lots of free stuff. Very sad. But NYC, I agree with the NYC is done thing, but that defund the police. I mean, I don't understand that at all. I will never understand that. Good luck once the shit hits the fan. Hey, JHB, good evening, Dirk. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. The Central Perk of Fauna. It was, but it's beautiful. And there's no smelly cat. No cats in Fano. There were like none. And they said, oh, yeah, well, we scooped them all up and we found homes and we have adoption centers because there used to be so many cats there and they're not there anymore. So I guess I'll be adopting one instead of finding one on the street, which I thought was going to happen. Not this time, but, Ooh, it just seems like you're on. Hi, everyone. Best wishes and hope Italy is fun. Nick Brooker, it was so fun. So fun. And sorry for your loss. Thanks, JHB. Thank you very much. Guys, let's get into a little bit of Gallery Bastard.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back in time. We're going to go back in time right now. I got to go pages. So bear with me while I find the picture from yesterday. Let's start with Fergal from way back. Torrevieja. And there's the beautiful Louise. I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. Great to have you in the room, Nick Brooker. Look at that. Oh, she looks anticipatory, like she's waiting for some great meals. Look at you guys. You guys are the cutest. That looks like a very fancy, very nice restaurant there. Look at you guys, looking super duper cute. Very cute. And then part 2. Oh, just some rice. It's funny, I don't eat a lot of rice, but when I eat it, I like it. And I don't eat a lot of rice. I did not have any risotto. I thought for a second, I said, did I have any pizza? I did. I ordered a white pizza, and Emmett said, you're a sociopath. Oh, yeah. Spanish food. It's very meat centric there. You guys went down looking fancy, and I like your style. Torrevieja part 3. Ooh, some Omega action kidzos. Some watches. Do we like watches? We like watches, right? Maybe we'll get back into watches a little bit more. I just think that space is so kind of that train left. I'm not excited about any watches. Maybe if something really exciting came out. I'm excited about that. I love this watch. That's the Gateway Seamaster. It's how so many people got in there. Planet Ocean, yeah. Look, Omega, I want to have a long talk with Rolex for what they did at the US Open. That was a dumb move. Just listen, regardless of people's politics, it was political, and that just looks shitty, especially from a company that doesn't pay taxes, and they're a charity. Like, they're the last company that's going to lose money. It's not really going to affect them as much. But the Rolex catalog is what it is. Omega's catalog's too big and stupid. I think a lot of the smaller brands are making the more interesting stuff. I haven't seen anything other than the first Omega in space people. That watch is beautiful. I saw it in the airport. They had it. Ready for this? Rome Airport. $7,000, €7, 7,000. Look at this. Who are these guys? Spanish cats. Oh my God, you got Spanish kitty cats. Oh, look at them. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. Look at them. And they're all looking at you. Oh, look how cute they are. Oh my God. Oh my God. Were these guys at like your hotel? What the hell's going on there? Oh my God, they're adorable. Look at them. They look so skinny. I walked around with Dana, got me some food. Everybody got me food to take around to the cats, and there were no cats. I fed them. We went up to Paul's cousin Filippo, took us up the coast, and we went to some place for. Did I have a spritz? No, I had a beer. I drank beer big time. I had a lot of beers. Emmett and I were drinking beers. It was hot. And there's the only 2 cats I fed. They were there with them. Oh, this is cute. It was like a little hacienda. Look at this. What does this say? Barrio y Uno de Mayo. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, so they're hanging around this restaurant. That makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. And some more restaurant shots from the kids. More restaurant shots from the kids. Look at you. You looking happy? Expecting a gorgeous meal. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks crazy shit. Beautiful. Oh, so cute. Pretty dress. Very pretty. You guys having a great time. It's Spain. I've been to Spain in a very, very, very long time. Can't remember. In 99. Last time I was in Spain. Look at the Chris Ward. Look at that. It's perfect for her. Perfect. Watch for her. Okay. This is very gourmandy looking. Little sprinkles of. I love that watch. Pretty watch. Okay, first round of the Fergal and Louise Club, which is great. Ray sent a picture. Ray. You're a lunatic. You're a lunatic. Amazing. There you have it, guys. It's Ray. It's Ray. What do we got? Dean McKenzie, Auntie Jude, let him in. Yeah. Got his tutor. Got a tutor. This very fancy stereo system. Look out. It's Dean. Very nice. A little panerai action. Panerai action. Panerai action. I love panerai. One of these days. This panerai will walk all over. Boom, 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 boom. Beautiful. Thanks, Dino. That's one hot tutor, says the NDM. Woo, people. I was talking to somebody backstage. They said, woo, people. It's unbelievable. Andrew Wolkowicz. Where is Andy Pandy Lemon Pie today? Where is he? I tried to come up with a carpentry pun that would work. I think I nailed it, but nobody saw it. That's pretty great. Have you ever tried eating a clock? It's really time consuming, especially if you go for seconds. What do you call a belt made out of $100 bills? A waste of money. I entered 10 puns into a competition to see if one would win. No pun intended. My friend keeps saying, cheer up, man. It could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. I know what he means. I went to McDonald's today and ate a kid's meal. It was good, but his mom was furious. And these are funny. Thief steals wheels off police car. Cops work tirelessly to nab suspects. What do you call a melon that's not allowed to get married? Cantaloupe. And I didn't think orthopedic shoes would help, but I stand corrected. These are very funny. These are very, very funny. Thank you, Andy Pandy. Where are you today, Andy Pandy? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing from you. Olive naps on Toria's dressing table. Oh, let's get a little bit of that going on here. Great. Fantastic. Oh, look at Olive. She's having a good snooze. That's the life, right? I want to live a cat's life. I want to know that there's food and a warm place to sleep, and then I can go explore as much as I want, and I won't have to worry about dragons. Because I don't want to deal with them anymore. I want nothing to do with it at all. Nothing at all. It was nothing at all. Chris Boyd in the house. Hello. What a great shot. Oh, hello, honey. It's a great shot. I love this shot. You guys look like you're ready for the hunt. Are you ready for the hunt? You look like you're ready for the hunt. Poppy. Hello, Poppy, honey. Why is that not Toria Forbes? Hey, Toria. Oh, look at this. More Olive is sleeping in the weirdest places. What's going on with Olive? What is going on there? Yeah, that's Nick. Isn't Poppy the cutest? Oh, cats just sleep where they want to. It's so weird. They just always do. Like sometimes I'd come in the house and I can't find Laverne in any of her spots. Then I'll see that she's like on the pile of laundry or something like that. You know. Hitesh. Hey, Hitesh. How are you doing? I'm the healing as well. There's some great shots. Let's check it out. Hitesh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hello. Look at that city. Wow. These like favelas. Oh, look at the high Basher's water. Amazing. Remember those? Carolyn Martin made those up. Aren't they great? Yeah, we got to get that merch store up pronto. It's easy now. You can do it with like Chat GPT. Look at that. Oh, you're in. Is this in Japan? God, those houses didn't look like Japan. They look more like Brazil, right? Wow. I've always wanted to play the Budokan, but that didn't happen. And all our records were released in Japan too. I don't know about the last one though. I don't think it was. Because usually when you get your Japanese record, they're beautiful. They come with the OB strip on them, which turns out that OB means sash, and I didn't know that. Hitesh, thanks so much for those shots with the official iBatchers merch, which is got to get those shirts going. Absolutely 100% going to get that. Now, Angelo Minichello wrote me a beautiful letter. I want to give him a shout out because, he hasn't been on the show. He's busy. He's a busy beaver, but he's around. He wrote me a lovely letter, and he sent me pictures that are just for me. So I'm not going to share them because they're of his home. Anyway, love you, Angelo. Great to see you on the show. Oh, hello, honey pie. Andrew Wolkowicz. Where are you, Andy? It's weird to not have you on the show. I'm nervous. I have to text you immediately and say, where are you? We did iBashes and you weren't around. It's weird. What a shot. What a lady. What a lady. Whoa. She's a lady. And the lady is mine. Okay. What do I got next? Listen, so many amazing emails from you guys. Well wishes. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. And it really makes me incredibly happy. Happiness is a sleepy kitty. Nothing made me happier than when I come home and see Laverne having a nap and she didn't even wake up. And when they sleep like that, it means maximum trust. And that's all that matters, right? Delighted for you and Paul from Fergal McDermott. Oh, some great. Oh, God. Leo Vilbalton, monsieur. You're drinking some very fancy wine. 99 St. Julian. Wow, that's a bottle, my friend. Nice. Yeah. Oh. Does it make you uni? Does it make you uni? I think it does. That kind of wine is just outrageous. Look at that. That's beautiful. Oof. Nice. Beautiful. Hey, I have that wine opener. Courtesy of you. Oh, that's a cork, my friend. That is cork porn. That's what you want your cork to look like. That's what you want your cork to look just like. Absolutely beautiful. That's a wine. Speaking of wine, Mr. James M. Glad you're back and enjoyed Italy. I made it to New York. Diamond Watch District was fun. We'll send pics. Mazal. I watch those things all the time. I like Carrie, the diamond lady with the crazy hair. I think she's so fun because she knows everything about diamonds. It's nuts. I don't like that little rat that goes around and tries to screw everybody out of deals. That guy annoys the shit out of me. He'll pick up a watch for like $6,500 and they'll go $8,950. He just goes across the street. Like, how does that work? It's such a creepy thing. But, he's a young punk. But I enjoy it too. James M99. And speaking of great wines, I had some great. What did we drink? Pauillac, right? What did we drink that night? We were drinking Pauillac, right? We were. I want to have another night with you because you were just in that watch. Oh, God, I love that watch. How many times I lusted after that thing? I think I was in love with that before I was in love with the Milgauss. Isn't that crazy? And I love that. It's just a great looking watch. James M, 999 Beauty Show. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's give you a big bang, 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 boom, 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 boom. And that doesn't exist anymore. Isn't that crazy? Well, it does, but it's in rubble. Courtesy of everybody's least favorite person. Can you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night, people? I love that I'm getting all these shots from Tori. Thank you so much. Where is that? Let's go back to it. Back in the village and back in the village and back in the village. We'll do it again. Happiness is a chubby kitty. Oh, man. I miss the cats. Missed all the cat pictures. I missed this. I missed it all. Panel power coming back for you. Panel. Let me see what this is. Let me read this so I know what it is. A lovely stream last night, Dirk. Grazie. You were all looking great. Good luck house hunting. Paolo è un errore here. He is indeed. He is a hero indeed. Today I went for lunch at my local hotel called Crover House, which is on the Loch Shilleen in County Cavan. All right. I have a friend from Cavan. I have to ask him about this place. Looks great. Let me pop this open so everybody can see it. Looks gorgeous there. Look at that. Oh, that's lovely. There you go. Looking good with your Aquaterra, baby. Looking great. What's the weather like? It's 85 degrees in New York City today. 85 degrees. We landed here. I was like, what the hell's going on here? It's so hot in New York City. You always need something to cool you off, people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you so much. Watch cat at night. Oh, look at this. Look who's on the hot. Look at this. Ready for this? It's Kay. Look at that. Holy shit, watch cat. Look how she's filled out. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at our Kay. Watch cat. Oh, look at her. She's now defending her adopted home because look at all the love she got. Look at that. How cute is that? Cuddle, cuddle, love, love, love. Oh man, that's great. Watch cat. It's Kay. Superhero of the world. We love RK so very much. Drew, have the best time in Amsterdam. Hope you have good time. Just watch your wallet. Listen, it's not my favorite town. I've been in and out of there a couple of times. There's a really skanky, seedy side. Now, there's some really beautiful shit to see there, obviously. For sure. For sure. Which is what everybody in LA says after you've lived there for 6 months. They don't even realize. They go, oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I've seen that side of it, and I saw that side of it like a long time ago. And like when the band was touring, we went through Amsterdam. It was like, that's a creepy place. Great airport, but it's got beautiful stuff. But there's like that drug side of the town. It's a weird culture, and prostitutes, of course. Joe LaFaro with 1999. Welcome back, great show. Aw, Joey. Remember, Daddy, please don't. It wasn't his fault. He means so much to me. Daddy, please don't. We're gonna get married. Only he'll get that. I just have private jokes with Joe LaFaro because I know he gets this shit. Got in my car and I drove like mad till I reached Julie's place. The memories, the tear-filled eyes, the bruises on her face. I'll give you that instead of a gong or a clip or a bang. And Joe says, Kay needs a cape, a superhero cape. She sure does. Look at Kay. It's the world of Kay, and we love the world of Kay because it all happened here. Thank you for that. Ray's got a watch collection to show us. Hey, looking good. It's a collection on the table. There's a lot. You got to use. I have one word for you, my friend, and that's called coasters. Look what you're doing to the wood on that table. Get some coasters. I'm gonna get you Basher's coasters. Hey, Carolyn, what about that? Basher's coasters. Isn't that a great idea? I love it. Coasters. Look, he's got Basher's key ring. Look at that. Special. That's like the secret merch. Because we don't really have merch, but that's like because you were talking to Carolyn. That's why. Watch cat at night. Take care. I just landed in Amsterdam. Some shots from Drooby Doo. Where are you? It seems you're in Amsterdam town. Like everybody say that 5 times fast. Wow, that's tough. Wow, look at that thing. Wow, look at that block. Oh shit. Oh yeah, this is Rolex cologne. Can you believe the Rolex cologne? Wow. It's weird. It's very, very weird. It looks kind of like a Dubai thing, doesn't it? Really, to me, it looks like something you'd see in Dubai. It's glitzy, it's glamorous, it's like I don't know. It's weird. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. I didn't even know that they made cologne. Did anybody know that? Oh God. Wife. Oh, he says this is $30,000, $40,000. That's a 1019. I love this watch. It's beautiful. I mean, that's a tool watch and a half, isn't it? Tool watch and a half, and I love the hands. I love everything about it. I love the red arrow. Great tip. Got holes. That's a great watch. 40 grand though. It's a lot for that, but you know, you could have got those for $1,200 like 10 years ago. Nobody wanted them. Thank you, Drooby Doo. Drooby Doo, where are you? Oh, and I got an email, but no pictures from our beautiful Julian. Thank you enormously for letting me know. Thank you. You're safely home. Praying likewise. Missed the bashes. I've not been well. Oh no. Be well, please. I'm home and be back on the show and everything. We need you on here, Julian, because it's like we're back in business now. Let's get it going. Let's go. Joe LaFaro says Rolex cologne smells like money. Did someone say prostitutes? Wicked collection, Ray says Andy M. Indeed. Yeah, he marches to his own drummer, which is the best part. That's what watch collections should be. Ready for this? Eminem madness, Smoking Mindy madness. Yeah. Mark. Mark. How do you like it? Mark. How do you like it? I never knew the rest of the song. I don't know the rest of that. Look at Mark looking beautiful. He's looking so handsome. What a handsome fella. Look at him right there curled up in his... I know like people... he's cutting biscuits or making biscuits. And then there's a name for this. You know what we call this? The under the car pose. That's what we always said, because that's what cats do when they're under a car. Other people call it, I don't even know what they call it, like something fluffy and goofy. But we always call that the under the car pose. And there's herself, right? And she looks like she's gonna give him a pounce. Look at that, it's crazy. Divil. It looks like he doesn't care anymore. He's like, whatever, lady. It's great. It's Eminem madness, Malcolm Mindy madness. Yeah. Mark and Mindy madness, ladies and gentlemen. We love our Mark and Mindy. More heavy for Carolyn Martin. We call it sitting like a chicken. It's like, you know, I grew up in New York and there were stray cats everywhere and they would always sit in the cars like this. And I'd always be like, come to me. But I was so allergic to cats when I was a kid. But, you know, I outgrew that. By sheer will. Another Omega. It's JHB. Oh yeah, kid. That's the way. Omega. That's the way. Omega. That's a beautiful one. Actually, I should try to convince my father-in-law to get that one. He wants that so bad. But he's still looking at the brown one. I'm like, I mean, color-wise, it works because it's kind of different, right? I think so. Looks great. Gorgeous. JHB, thanks, buddy. Thank you so much. Remember, I hope all is well. Watching the show and wondering what happened before your trip, please send a link about it. Why? I told you. When did you send this? 6/19? Did you come late? Rewind it. DL made like, you know, she shit the bed, man. Really just wow. Just incomprehensible wow. And then just rewind the show and you'll get it all, because I told everybody all about it. Everybody knows Wild Irish Rose. And that, my friends, is the Gallery of the Bastards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share
Oh yeah, I promised you I would share some shots. Uh, I didn't take a lot of pictures. I took a bunch, but I will turn you on to some of them. I'll show you the gaff. I'll show you the place we stayed in. It was right before, just a song before I go. Oh yeah, is this one? Yeah, it's this. Is this it? No. Oh yeah, this is it. Ready? I'm going to show you guys the place we stayed in. This is why it ruined me. Ready for this? Oh, I hate when this does this. Ever since I got this new computer, every once in a while it wants to blow whatever screen up to like it's super wide, and I'm like, no, I need to see other things. Don't do that to me. Okay, so hold on. That's the sound of me hitting my mouse. I know it's terrible. And we've been suffering from M&M withdrawal. I definitely was, for sure. He's so gay. Coasters, how many watches were on the dirty table? Dirk, no looking back. Let me tell you why coasters are important. Because this apartment was so pristine, we were the first people to ever use it as an Airbnb. This was an apartment that these people bought, and they completely renovated it. And we left so many stains on their table because we didn't use coasters. And you know what were there? Coasters. It was terrible, you know. Yeah. Okay, so let me find this. Okay, so this is the apartment. Ready? Don't get jealous. That's where we left stains. That was just a little, thing off the kitchen, so you could throw a mop down. I sound so out of breath in this thing. This is the piece de resistance. I mean, come on. He said, we consider selling it. I was like, okay. And this is a sleep loft with the laundry room upstairs. The balcony was enormous. We never opened that window. It was a beautiful building in the most perfect part of town. Actually, across the street from across the street from the apartment that we had been lusting after for 3 years, and then we got to see it, and it was just so odd because it was exactly what the pictures looked like. There was none. We met the woman, and and Paul spoke Finese to her, and she was in shock. And she's like, "How do you know how to do that?" It was amazing. And so yeah, there's a couple of things on the horizon that we saw another apartment in that building that didn't have that kind of balcony. I mean, once you stay in a place like that, you get really, really super duper spoiled, and Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change a thing other than put some art on the walls, but they don't do that. There was like one big picture in the whole place because you don't want to over decorate a place because people fuck things up. Like we fucked up the table because we didn't use coasters, Ray. That's why. But yeah, so let me see what else I got going on here. What else could I throw at you? Do I have any good shots? I mean, you guys saw the videos, right? So I'll give you a little brief. I'll go through some brief stuff. Hold on. Was that a video of Emmett cooking? Emmett and I had a cook night. I'll do that. I'll do the cook night. I'll do cook night. So we'll start out here and let me pop this on. This is cook night. I don't know why this is blurry, but it is. Okay. So we made a mess. Emmett made a rigatoni, mezzi rigatoni with tono, with like he made this tuna sauce. I didn't taste it. Obviously, it looks gorgeous. I didn't taste it, and I just made a spaghetti alla pomodoro. Here's Emmett in the kitchen. We went through about 800 bottles of. We did drink red wine that night. Yes, we did. We did. And then he's making something there. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Oh no, that was me. I was making my sauce for my. There's us in the kitchen having a good time. It was fun. There's my spaghetti. There's my sauce. It was all fresh stuff. There's his tuna. There's the whole gang at the table that we fucked up with our coasters. That's great. Good stuff. Oh, it's a video, huh? How corny am I? Jeez, everybody's the Italia. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's us on a train. It's me. It was rainy that day. Oh, we went to Senegalia to get Paul's grandfather's birth certificate, which was really cool. Not a great looking town. It was kind of a shitty town just south. I'm not going to say it's a shitty town, but it was not charming in any way, shape, or form. Magazines, by the way, here's the thing about Italy. All the magazines are in Italy. Nobody reads magazines anymore, but you go every town in Italy, there's a magazine stand. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. This is Senegalia. I mean, that's the nicest part of Senegalia. It rained like a mother. I did not have any gelato there. Didn't do it. This is Senegalia. It was just, austere. Not such a great place. I love the fascist architecture. I'm a big fan of it's like, listen, at the end of the day, the Nazis looked amazing, but they were dicks, but, they looked great in their Hugo Boss. I love this fascist architecture. I love this font that they used. It's so amazing. So whenever I see one of these fascist era buildings, I always shoot the crap out of it. Oh yeah, this was great. So Morgan, we're in Senegalia, and this says, you buy, gold Rolex, deluxe watches, and I walk and I'm standing in front of there, and I've got a Milgauss on, and the guy looks at me and he starts to beckon me in. It's like, I'm not going in there. Are you out of your mind? I'm not doing that. You see, there's my. It was funny. It's kind of skanky town there, but so there's some cool look. We had great coffee there. Well, great coffee everywhere in Italy. There's no such thing as a bad cup of coffee, I don't think. I was drinking a lot of macchiatos for breakfast. It's different over there. See, that's very fascista. Look at that. It's cool looking though. And that's their little citadel there. It's a weird town. It's me in a train station. Where we go? Oh, there was a Munich train. Isn't that weird? Munich train. Okay, well, that's for sale. I saw this old radio. I thought that was really super duper. Hey, Andrew's here. I Bash is back. Upload and subscribe. I Bash is bump bashers. Bump bashers. Andrew's back. Sheen comes to town with his Rolex. I don't know what we're looking here. I don't know why that's in there. And then we went. This is the oldest church in Fano. It's like 2,000 years old. It's like really, really old. And then this very, very cool kind of almost cubist style. Obviously, you know, it was ruined, so they kind of repurposed it. It's a very cool church, though. Beautiful, kind of almost kind of cubist art, which I really like. When it's done like that, I think it's beautiful. I don't know. I took some. Is Paul having a smoke and a Coke Zero? And that's another church in Fano that's very pretty. There's like 800 churches in Fano. Really pretty. There's the boys. This was the fish restaurant, which the food was absolutely delectable. I didn't have the fish, but I had the pasta and I had a great salad. It's me walking down the street, and it's me and Paolo, and yeah, just, you know, I don't know. Oh, that's the appetizers, which was this amazing melanzane, this, you know, like Sicilian, like caponata, artichokes, which I'm not a big fan of the artichokes, and figs, which I don't like particularly, but they were very good and I ate them. I'm in Italy. I'm going to eat the figs because that's what they do. And it was really great. It was a fancy restaurant. And the bread was all homemade. It was delicious because Italian bread, listen, I'm going to say this. This is a blanket statement. Italian bread is kind of crap. You know, it's not French bread. For the French know how to make bread. The Italian bread is very, very basic. You know, this focaccia, that's a different story. I love it. And I make it. And I make scacciato all the time. But generally, like the bread that they have on tables is kind of bleh, kind of tasteless and white bread and crap. But this stuff was all delicious. And yeah, that they had some kind of weird thing. Are the church bells all time to go off together? Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody, that's the pasta I had, which was outrageous. It was like a fettuccine with like, you know, seasonal vegetables. It was great stuff. We drank a lot of white wine, and then everybody had a moretta, which is the official drink of Fano. It's you'll not find it elsewhere, not even in the region, and it is rum, cognac, coffee, and some kind of anise, and it'll warm your cockles and make a shakerato out of it. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, did I shoot this? No, this is Becky Brown shot this, right? Did Becky Brown send this to me? Who sent these to me? Sometimes if people send you things, I think Becky Brown did this, right? And there's us having it was a great lunch. It was a great lunch. Oh, it was from Becky Brown, yeah. I just thought that was funny. Dai contadine. Dai contadine. You know, it's me looking sad because we're getting ready to go. Anyway, I've got millions of pictures and I'll share more with them as we go on. I'll curate them a little bit better. I was just running. Oh, yeah, you should see this. Because this is what happens in Fano twice a week, right? They have the fish guy that's there like every day because, you know, it's the sea, part of the sea. But this is the stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, 3 times a week. This guy shows up in the parking lot in the middle of town. The prices are a joke. A fifth, yeah. The prices are a fifth. There's the cheesemonger. Yeah, look at this. They just roll into town. Yeah, it was crazy. Joe LaFaro says the bread is, yeah, southern, yeah, they know how to do it better. The northern bread, yeah, it's just not something that they do very, very well. You know, it's like you go to Paris and the bread's sick. Go to Germany and the bread is sick. You go to America and the bread is sick. England and Ireland, the bread is, especially in the West, the bread's amazing. You know, all the pictures for the Bastards Gallery could probably just do a month of Sunday Mass shows just doing pictures. I believe me, I'm going to catch up. It's my job to catch up on the iBashers Network. That's what I'm here for. I'll catch up because listen, DL, surgery, and then Italy. So like, I got a lot of catching up to do, my dear friends. I really, really, and truly, and utterly do. I utterly and truly do. I didn't get any airplane shots, huh? I thought I did. Oh, is this entrance door? No, look at this. Oh, this was an apartment we looked at, right? I'll just show you this. This is an apartment we looked at. I love that rustic look. It's like pretty amazing. Really, really great. Really great. Oh, Italy, what you do to me? Why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? Did I shoot this? Oh, yeah. So we went up to Chiraza, which is where Paul's cousins live. I shot this little video. I might as well show you this. This is cute. It's fun. It's way up way up from the sea, but it's super duper country. Hey, Steve Mac 3. Thank you, buddy. I got better with this in a minute. This Paul's cousin picked us up, and we went up there for just to see his mother's cousins who were like 94 and 90, and all they wanted to do was talk about politics. We were like, oh my god. Which was pretty amazing. Yeah, the architecture is amazing there. Everything about that place is absolutely incredible. I mean, listen, when you build a civilization that's that old and you build a modern city around it, some cities look better than others. The beautiful thing about Fondo is that it's retained its charm, and it's not there's like in the periphery of the town, there's a little bit of skanky stuff, but for the most part, it's an upscale town. It's not the cheapest town in Italy, and I don't know why, because it's not extremely touristy, and it's just south of Pesaro. So it's Rimini, it's south of that. Rimini is kind of like a white, trashy, glitzy, Vegasy kind of. It's a weird. We've been there. It's weird, but it's kind of like an upscale town, and yeah, it's got a really nice, and a lot of people. There's a lot of kids there, but there's definitely an adult life to be had. There's great piazza living there. But yeah, it's just, I can't wait to figure it all out so we can figure out the rest of our lives. What are you doing? I'm not getting that. I usually have the great pitch on that. I don't. It's a very weird tune to catch. What are you doing the rest of your life? It's great. So I think my favorite version is Dusty Springfield's. It's an amazing single. Amazing. Guys, that's it. I'm back from outer space. Thank you, Super Chatters. Thank you for the incomparable Carolyn Martin, Eddie, and James M., and Joe LaFaro, and Andrew Wugwood, and all of you beautiful, wonderful people who just stood up and reached out to me. And I probably wasn't able to get back to everybody's emails, because I'm going to tell you right now, man, I got a lot. Yeah, thank you so much. And I will get to answering all of them. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will say the worst week of my life, and then the best 2 weeks of my life. And there's going to be more roller coasters and more stuff here to solve this problem. How do you solve a problem like DL? We have to figure it out, because some people just don't play by the book. That's just how it goes. But I love you all, and thanks so much. And I'll be back same Bash time, same Bash channel tomorrow. I can't thank each and every one of you enough. Oh, Robin Spur, thank you, Honey Pie, Melly C, thank you so much, Andy, Nick B, thank you guys so much. It's great to be back on the show. I can't wait till I'm shooting this from a different place, because it's not home really anymore without the deck. And yeah, and that's what she wanted, right? She wanted it to not feel like home. And but I have a rent stabilized lease here in New York City, so that's the way it goes. Love you all. Thanks. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. Remember, if you encounter somebody who's like DL or worse, well, maybe not. Just rise above it, man. You can be better than that, because that's all we really have. You might meet the most greatest people in the whole wide world if you give them a chance, and the rest of them, you can either give them a shot or just say you're a dirty